Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. The Republican presidential primary is off to the races, and it's full of suspense. For instance, no one knows how long we can keep pretending it's full of suspense. Because Trump is far and away the lead candidate, and he celebrated last night with a rally in New Hampshire focused on the central issue of 2024, his cognitive test from 4 years ago.
I did say, what about a cognitive test? He said, well, you know, it's not that easy. I said, look, I got to take it because I got to shut it up. And I took it, and I aced it. And let me tell you, you know, they always show you the first one, like a giraffe, a tiger, or this, or that, a whale. Which one is the whale?
I love the cognitive test. I always find the whale. He's usually just to the left of the scary shark you have to go around to get to the middle of the maze where the Long John Silver hides his treasure chest in there. But I always do it. I ace it because cognitive. Plus, you go up to the counter, they give you free popcorn shrimp. Crayons. So, they know, the people know, the cognitive. So at the very least, he knows his giraffes from his tigers, okay? Good enough to give the man the nukes. Instead of a nuclear football, they can just give him a see and say. The cow says, I am become death, destroyer of worlds. Trump's not just acing tests meant for head trauma victims. He's also going after Joe Biden's business sense.
You know a test for a president? If you had a little store someplace like a candy store, would you trust Joe Biden to run your store while you go off to New Hampshire? You'd trust Trump. Now, but some people would say, I trust Trump in terms of competence, but I don't want him to run away with my damn stuff.
But don't worry. I know some people think I'd run away with all the candy, but don't worry, it probably wouldn't happen. First of all, I can't run. Second, can't do it. Knees won't do it. Second, if I see candy, I'm gobbling it down right there, okay? Next thing you know, I'm waking up in a ditch covered with Mike's, Ike's, goods, plenties, with my pants full of pieces of my own Reese's. You know what I'm saying? We're all adults. Dropped a Baby Ruth down there is what I'm saying. Also, no, don't reward that. Do not reward that or the writers will keep doing it. Also campaigning in New Hampshire was former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, seen here after learning what actually caused the Civil War. It's kind of sad. New Hampshire is Haley's chance to seize control of the race because according to some polls, she and Trump are tied. Yes, they are neck and, whatever that is. I'm gonna say a scrotum that is also somehow a vagina? I don't know. Can we show that on CBS? Can we show that? Of course, if Haley wants to be the nominee, she also has to take out Florida governor and clown looking in the mirror after taking off his makeup. Ron DeSantis. DeSantis finished a distant second in Iowa, and even more ominously, his super PAC has begun layoffs and trimmed operations in several places, including Nevada, explains the new T-shirt they're selling at Caesar's Palace. What happens in Vegas is deeply humiliating for Ron DeSantis. Now, today, sure, it's America's way to play. Today, right here in New York City, was day 3 of Donald Trump's defamation trial brought by E. Jean Carroll. Now, you're probably saying, didn't that trial already happen? Yeah, it did. We also already did Trump versus Biden. Get used to everything happening twice. Get used to everything happening twice. Last year,
Last year, a civil jury determined that Trump sexually assaulted Carol, then defamed her by lying about it after he left the Oval Office. But he also lied about it while he was president. So now he's in court again to determine how much more money he owes her. And chances are it's going to be a lot of money thanks to Trump attorney and woman incensed this dog groomer won't give her Labradoodle a full Brazilian. Alina Habba. Habba is, to use a bit of legalese, a bad lawyer. She said this in a recent interview.
Somebody said to me, Alina, would you rather be smart or pretty? And I said, oh, easy. Pretty. I can fake being smart.
Counterpoint, no, you can't. Because yesterday, she tried to get the trial delayed on grounds that Trump had to go to his mother-in-law's funeral, even though Trump is not required to appear at the trial. Judge Louis Cato was not buying it, saying, the application is denied. I will hear no further argument on it. And when Habba tried to speak, Judge Kaplan shot back, none. Do you understand that word? Your Honor, I'm not sure she does. Let me try to help you out there, Alina. Let's see here. None. I got that mark right there. Need a bigger mark to open a book this big. There you go. Okay, here I'm now. None. Definition, not any. Also, the amount Trump will pay you for being his lawyer. In all, the judge corrected Habba 14 times over basic lawyering on a single day of testimony. Wow, how did she become a lawyer? It didn't hurt that her bar exam only had 2 questions. Does this tiger look guilty? And is this a whale? Of course, nobody... Of course, nobody holds more contempt for the court than Donald Trump. Apparently, he kept talking and loudly, causing Judge Kaplan to warn him, Mr. Trump, I hope I don't have to consider excluding you from the trial, adding, I understand you're probably eager for me to do that. To which Trump said, I would love it. Yes, I would love it. Go ahead and exclude me from the trial, for it would only make my polls stronger. I feed on your hate. I have always been here, and I'm known by many names. Some call me Old Nick. Some call me Beelzebub. Some call me the Space Cowboy. Some people call me Maurice. Woo, woo. Of course. Wow. Of course, Trump loves that all the reports are about this fighting in court because it distracts people from what the case is actually about. As Mitt Romney said, I think a lot of people in this country are out of touch with reality and will accept anything Donald Trump tells them. You had a jury that said that Donald Trump raped a woman, and that doesn't seem to be moving the needle. Okay, well said, but to be fair, the jury said it was sexual assault. The judge later clarified the assault would commonly be considered rape. This is the kind of thing that should end up with Trump in prison or, as best case, living alone in a motel by the racetrack. But every time he gets worse, his poll numbers get better, which explains his new 2024 slogan, welcome to hell. Now, Trump doesn't believe he should be held accountable for anything. At 2 a.m., he scream-posted, a president of the United States must have full immunity, without which it would be impossible for him, her, to properly function. No, Trump doesn't believe in any accountability. He believes the presidency should be like the movie The Purge, which is why he's always wearing that weird leather pig mask. But it's nice. It is nice to hear him being inclusive. I believe the president, whether it be him or her, Hispanic or Herspanic, should have a private kill squad to take out those who dare speak against him. Kill by my lord, kill by Oh, speaking of the Lord, as you know, I'm a Roman Catholic, so I pay close attention to anything said by His Holiness Pope Francis, seen here ready to receive the Holy Hoagie. Yesterday, the Pope was speaking at the Vatican, and he told his audience that sexual pleasure is a gift from God. Even weirder, nobody asked. Now, it sure sounds like Frankie gave the all clear to get freaky, and honestly, I'd much rather get the talk from Francis than from his predecessor, Pope Benedict.
When a mommy and a daddy love each other very much, they engage in a mindless friction and then a brief spasm of false joy. Then they are left only with the knowledge of death and an urge for Cheez-Its. Maybe a lozenge.
But as a Catholic who has spent a lifetime fearing God's judgment of my sexual behavior, could it really be true that God is okay with enjoying sex?
You're darn tootin', Steve.
Oh, hey, God, thanks for being here. You look great.
You too, amigo.
Hey, quick question. Why did you almost kill me with my appendix?
Oh, sorry, buddy. I was in a bad mood. My fantasy football team was in the toilet.
Well, okay, well, listen, is it true what Pope Francis said, that sexual pleasure is a gift from you?
Of course. Why do you think so many people yell my name during it? Come on. They're thanking me for the gift.
Okay.
And I thank them in return because, as an omniscient being, I like to watch.
Okay, but Lord, what about what it says in the Bible?
Have you ever read that thing? It's all Ham begot Zam, Japheth begot Zabazuba. Honestly, I only read the Spark Notes. Point is, everybody is begetting it on. Haven't you seen the centerfold? Whoa. I think I identified the whale.
Got it, everybody. Thank you, Lord. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Common and Stephen Wright. When we come back, meanwhile, join us, won't you?